So you're thinking about moving to Michigan. In fact, you're thinking about moving to Southeast Michigan, and maybe you're considering the suburb of Novi, Michigan. As a lot of out-of-towners call it, they say Novi. Incorrect. It is called Novi, Michigan. In this video, we want to give you a quick overview of Novi to see if it's a city that might be a good fit to move you and your family to. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Matt Talbot. My team and I help people just like you every single day move here to Michigan, and we absolutely live for it. In this video, we want to give you a rundown of Novi, Michigan. Before I get into that, like I said, we help people move to the state all the time. We absolutely live for it. If that is you, especially if you're thinking the next 6 to 12 months of moving here to Michigan, fill out the Calendly link on our YouTube page, on the main page on this channel, and get a consultation set up today. We'll have a brief conversation, see if it makes sense to talk further or not. So, Novi, Michigan, you're thinking about moving to Michigan, and one of the target areas or one of the suburbs you might have heard about, or maybe you have family there and you're thinking about moving to, is going to be Novi, Michigan. We want to keep this video fairly short and sweet, but give you a really good understanding of what it's like to live in Novi, a little bit about the city of Novi, where it's at locationally, and a little bit more about the specifics of Novi, Michigan. So we'll jump right into it, starting right now. First and foremost, location. Where is Novi? If you're not from the area, you're not very familiar of the Southeast Michigan landscape, Novi is about 25 minutes outside of Detroit, northwest of Detroit. It's really about 30 to 45 minutes to downtown Detroit, and only about 25 to 35 minutes to Ann Arbor, so good central location. It sits on the 275 and 96 corridor, so it's very easy to get in and out of Novi, which is one of the reasons why it's such a sought-out area. Depending on where you're at in Novi, you can jump on 96, you can go north all the way up to Lansing. You can also take 96 back over to 696, head east, go back to the Royal Oak area, Troy, head up to Auburn Hills, a lot of different areas on that part of town, or you sit on 275, which goes north and south. You're about 25-30 minutes to the airport, depending on where you're at from Novi, maybe 40 in some areas. You can jump on 275, take that right down to Detroit Metropolitan Airport, so really good in and out for the airport as well too. Or you can take 275, jump on 96, which takes you right to downtown Detroit in about, like I said, 35 minutes or so, depending on where you're at. So very, very central location. There's a lot of things happening in Novi, and we'll jump into that next. Education is up next. So Novi Public Schools, great schools, and I want to kind of roll through what that looks like. Commitment to education with student ratio of 20-1 in local schools, an impressive 96% high school graduation rate, showcasing Novi's dedication, according to this article, and 2,000 plus kids in Novi High's school system. So Novi has its own school system, K through 12. Novi High is the main high school, only one high school in the city of Novi itself, and again, very top ranked, so you can find a lot of rankings on different websites on the internets of sorts. However, again, 96% high school graduation rate. That's a very high graduation rate, so great place to go to school for a lot of people if that's important for you and your family. One of the reasons why Novi is so sought out is going to be their recreational space. So according to our statistics, over 1,200 acres and 18 different community parks throughout Novi. So there's a lot of different parks and different places throughout Novi, and kind of has this good feel throughout the city of Novi itself, meaning that there's a lot of different types of homes, there's a lot of different subdivisions, and it's a fairly spread out community for the most part. So a lot of different flavors, and one of those flavors that you can find in a lot of different areas is nice local parks. One of the biggest parks or most sought out is Lakeshore Park, and that is actually offers lakefront trails, free entry, 3 pavilions, 6,200 square feet of multi-purpose buildings, so you can actually rent out that space as well in Novi. Also around Novi, not just the city itself, but some of the surrounding communities, including Northville, which Northville and Novi are very close to each other. Northville's just south of Novi. You have Mayberry State Park, which is a big state park. It's a great place to go take the family to. Or if you head a little bit more west, you can go over to Kensington Park, which is a local metro park. They have the lake there and playscapes and all different stuff to do with the kids, and you can take the kayaks out and paddle boards and all that stuff. So the city of Novi itself has parks spread out throughout, but Northville, South Lyon, some of the surrounding communities, there's a lot more things to do when it comes to outdoor recreation as well too. One of the benefits, we already talked about the location of Novi, but I think one of the benefits of Northville, Novi, that general pocket of town, is, like I said, you're about 35 to 45 minutes from the city of Detroit, depending on where you're at. So you're still definitely in the suburbs, but you're getting a little bit far west, which is nice from the city because you get a little bit more landscape. You're going to get a little bit more trees, some open areas, some parks. Again, if you continue on, you go out to Brighton area or Ann Arbor. I mean, it's beautiful as far as outdoor activities in those general areas as well too. Some lakefront properties in the general area. One example in Novi is going to be Island Lakes, which is a fantastic community. We've worked pretty heavily over there. There's condos over there. There's lakefront properties. There's a host of newer construction homes in that area, as well as a nice community center as well in that community. So with a workout center and all that type of stuff to go ahead and hang out with the family or get your workout in and everything. So a lot of different communities throughout Novi and different areas throughout Novi and parks and outdoor stuff to do, which is one of the benefits of a suburb like Novi. Up next in Novi are some things to do if you're from the area. One thing in particular, interesting fact, as of recent times, Novi actually hosts the Michigan State Fair. I have some statistics for that. Attendance over 280,000 people. Started in 1849, 12 years after Michigan became a state. So the state fair is pretty big, as I'm sure they are in a lot of states, and that is recently hosted in Novi at one of the facilities that Novi hosts. It used to be in Detroit for a lot of years, moved to Novi years ago. Also, as far as Novi, there's a lot of different things to do, including really good shopping. 12 Oaks Mall sits in the city of Novi, and Fountain Walk across the way from 12 Oaks Mall. There's a lot of things to do. There's glow golf, indoor golf. There is the hub, which is like axe throwing and all that type of stuff. You have your Imagine theaters and all that great stuff for the family. So the city of Novi has kind of a central location between the mall and Fountain Walk and some of the other strip mall areas there to be able to find things to do with the family. So it's very, very sought out for that reason, and not just for Novi residents itself, but a lot of people in Southeast Michigan kind of accumulate to that area. Actually, at the time of this video, I don't know when you're going to see this, but it happens to be during the holiday season. So going around 12 Oaks Mall and being in that area, it is happening. There's a lot of things, a lot of congestion, a lot of things going on, but that's because there's things to do and a lot of different restaurants to check out. Like I said, movie theaters, event spaces. There's a fly zone where you can do like the indoor skydiving, all that type of stuff is in Novi. So it's kind of a hub for places to go with the family and things to do as well. On top of the medium home income being in that $100,000 range, the home values themselves really, depending if you look at median or averages and the type of homes that you're looking for, really kind of average in that $450,000 to $550,000 range when it comes to the value of the houses. So something to consider. This is my quick take on Novi, and if you're considering this area, is really a lot of the homes in Novi are of bigger size and bigger nature, a lot of the subdivisions themselves. Novi is a really good target point if you're really in that $500,000 to $1 million range, that type of house, and you're looking for a little bit more home, okay? Novi is known for a lot of those homes being 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, and there's a lot of different subdivisions throughout the city of Novi that fits that build. Now, that's not to say there's not homes that are, 1,500 square foot ranches on a nice lot and stuff like that. You have some variety throughout the city itself, but again, a lot of, I would say the majority of our clients that we place, we work very, very heavily in the Northville, Novi area, but in Novi specifically, a lot of those clients are looking for that 3,500, maybe 4,000 or 4,500 square foot house, and maybe their budget's somewhere between $700 million or up to $1.3 million. So like I said, a little bit more of a affluent area compared to some of the other parts of town. However, you get a little bit more house in Livonia. You get a little bit more house in the city of Novi. And what I mean by more houses, a lot of those are Cape Cods or colonial homes, meaning Cape Cod first floor primary suite or a colonial home with all the bedrooms upstairs. But again, big homes, big finished basements, walkout options. There's a lot of wooded lots throughout Novi as well too in some of the bigger subdivisions. So if you're looking for a specific price point, a specific type of home, or a specific area to target in Novi, go ahead and reach out with us. Go ahead and reach out to us, and we're happy to kind of point you around and see what fits your budget criteria and that type of stuff. Like I said at the beginning of the video, my name is Matt Talbot. My team and I help people just like you every single day move here to Michigan, and we absolutely live for it. We work very, very heavily in Novi and the surrounding communities. If that is you, go ahead and go to our main page here on YouTube, hit the calendar link, set up an appointment today to go ahead and chat with my team and I. Additionally, if you want to learn about other areas in Southeast Michigan, if you're thinking about moving to the area, check out our other videos here on this channel. I think you'll appreciate some of the insights we have. I'm born and raised in Michigan. We've been doing a lot of videos on the area. We're happy to coach and educate you on the process of moving to Michigan, what it's like to live here in Southeast Michigan, and all the pros and cons along the way.